joining me. It's Jenna here with Queen of Diamonds. I hope you're all doing really well. Today is February 5th. It's Thursday night, so it is time for my WIP N Chat. For those of you who are new, WIP stands for Work in Progress, and chat means we're just going to chat and catch up. I am going to be working on a diamond painting for tonight's WIP N Chat, but please feel free to work on whatever project you'd like. You can crochet, you can scrapbook, you can do any craft of your choosing, or listen to this as a podcast while you're running around or doing housework or whatever you like. The project I'm working on today is my February project. I think I was working on this last week for my WIP N Chat. I'm pretty sure I was. It's Lavender Serenade from Francesca Studio Works by Neen Thomas. Let me grab the original. Oh, I left the original artwork at home. Anyway, I'll put it in the screen. We are just on the section where, like, her knees. We're doing the leg area is basically where we're at. Since I don't have the original artwork, I can't show you exactly where we're at. And you won't be able to see it too well once I change the angle. But in the original artwork that I put on the screen, you can kind of get an idea of where we're at. So this is a square drill kit, and it is quite big. This is... Let me put my glasses on. This is 60.8 by 94.6 centimeters, or in inches, that's 23.9 by 37.3. So that's pretty big, but it only has 48 colors. It's not a huge high color count. And there is a lot of white color blocking. Well, I should say 3865, which is close to being white. Pure white is 5200. But 3865 is pretty close to being white. There's a lot of that. I really like the background because it kind of has an antiqued papered look. It's kind of cool. This diamond painting is actually very beautiful, and I'm really enjoying working on this kit. It's just that this is so funny. So I've been working on The Parade, which is from Diamond Art Club. It's that Winnie the Pooh. And there is a ton of 5200 color blocking. So I put that aside at work a couple of days ago because I just can't do that with all that white and this with all this 3865. I just can't do it. So I put that one off to the side. I did do one whole row of The Parade, but I had to put it off to the side. And I've been working on I Want to Fly Away at work. So when I have some time at work, I'm doing that one. Now that is pretty confetti heavy, and it's a round drill kit. So it is the exact opposite of Lavender Serenade, where Lavender Serenade has a lot of color blocking. I Want to Fly Away, from the one with the diamond art, that is by Finera, the little hedgehog, for those of you who know my WIP collection pretty well. That's been a really nice change of pace from this one, whereas when I was doing The Parade and Lavender Serenade, I was getting burned out big time. Now see, that is something that will really help with your burnout, is if you can do two different projects. Well, I mean, most of the time people can't diamond paint at work and at home, right? I mean, I have a special and unique situation. But if you have two projects that you're trying to get done, the best route for you is to have one that is the exact opposite of the other. So one might be square, one might be round. One might have color blocking, one might have a lot of confetti. One might be a really colorful, bright kit, and the other one might be a dark kit. You know, that's what I'm talking about, is opposites kind of help with burnout. That's what I'm trying to say. At least it does for me. Everybody's different. All right, let me show you all of the accessories I'll be using for this WIP N Chat, and then we'll get started. I am so excited to be sharing all of my little Valentine's accessories because we're in February, and I have to use my Valentine's Day accessories because this may not be a Valentine's Day kit, but we are at that time of year. So I used to not be a big fan of Valentine's Day, but over the past, like, I want to say 3 or 4 years, I love Valentine's Day. I really do. We'll talk about that more as we get into the WIP N Chat, because I have a few things to tell you about my experiences with Valentine's Day. Okay. So the release paper I'm using, we'll start with that, is Valentine's Day themed, and this came from Bee's Crafty Corner. It's called Lovebirds, and I have it on 4x4 inch release paper size, and it's on glossy thick paper. With Bee's Crafty Corner, it's very customizable. You can choose the size and the type of paper that you want to use. Plus, she's got lots of designs on Bee's Crafty Corner, so there's a lot to choose from. I love this little release paper. I bought this last year, but I'm pretty sure it is still available. Okay, that is my release paper. My washi tape is just a set. It's a set I bought like 2 years ago on Amazon of Valentine's Day release paper. This is the kissy faces. So that's the release paper or the washi tape that I'm using today. Have I been calling this release paper the whole time? Hopefully you guys are listening going, she means washi tape. This is washi tape. This is release paper. Washi tape, release paper. I'm having a hard time differentiating my accessories tonight, I guess. Anyway, this washi tape I got off of Amazon, and it's just a really cute little Valentine's Day design. It came in a whole kit full of different designs for Valentine's Day. So that's my washi tape. My WIP kit, let me just show you this right now. This is the WIP kit from Black Dahlia Diamond Art that I love. I swear by these things. These are the greatest ever. And mine is customized. It says Jenna right there. It holds all of your WIP essentials. So you've got a little lip here that you can put whatever you want on it. I use my wax on that. There's a little putty compartment, a release paper compartment, and a compartment for your tray, which is so cool. See that? Isn't that awesome? I love it. You can even put your pens in here. So that is my WIP kit. This is also from Black Dahlia Diamond Art. I try to remember to point this out all the time because this is another great thing that I love from Black Dahlia. It has all of my pens, all of my putties are in these drawers, accessories, like little things are in these drawers. It's just great. I love it. Anyway, those are my items from Black Dahlia Diamond Art. Speaking of Black Dahlia, the putty I'm using is from Black Dahlia also, and it is called Dark Kiss. This I got back in September of 2025. This was the scent of the month. I will be right back. Hey you guys, so it is actually 24 hours after I started recording last night. Tonight is the 6th, and I gotta tell you, the last 24 hours has been kind of crazy at my house with my family. My little family. I'm not going to get too much into it because it's deeply part of my personal life, but I just want to say, you know, life is really stressful. I say it time and time again on my channel. I don't know why we are so ruthless to each other. I don't understand. Like, it blows my mind. Kindness is free. Why would you not treat each other with kindness? You never know what somebody else is going through. You never know how close somebody could be to their breaking point. And it just doesn't hurt to be kind. It just blows my mind. Anyway, that's all I want to say about that, I guess. I just wanted you to know that that's why I postponed my WIP N Chat. I posted about it so that you'd know. I mean, I made a little written post. Anyway, I mean, you know, we live in such a world of ugly. You would think that our immediate family and friends would be kind to each other in a world of ugly. I mean, they would if they really cared, right? That's what has me feeling so uneasy, is maybe they don't, you know? Somebody can put a smile on and be struggling deeply, and you handle them irresponsibly, and that could do it, you know? I mean, I can't even go there. Anyway, so I'm very grateful that I get to sit with you and WIP N Chat tonight and relax. I have not touched this diamond painting since I started that recording last night. So let me pick up where we left off. I think I was showing you the accessories for Lavender Serenade, and I was gonna show you all of the fun Valentine's accessories that I have, because I just really have come to, I'm dumping drills back in here because I did this morning sit down to put some drills down, and I didn't even pick up my diamond painting pen, and I got called away from my stuff. So anyway, what I was going to show you is all of my accessories. I have some really cute Valentine's Day accessories that I'm really excited about. So we'll start there. I showed you my Bees Crafty corner, and I was showing you the putty. This is the scent of the month from September 2025, Dark Kiss. Smells so good. And my washi tape we already covered. My cover minder is from Galloways Gallery, and it's this cute Valentine's Day balloon bouquet for Valentine's Day. My pen I got from A Destash. I'm not sure where this came from, but last year Bistro Exclusives had some pens that were a lot like this. So I don't know if that's where it came from, but they might revisit those Valentine's Day blanks this year. I'm not sure, but isn't that cute? And then my multi-placer is from Diamond Art Club. I do believe this is a 7-placer. And I have my tweezers that are also from Diamond Art Club. And my wax that I'm using in my single placer is called Love Spells, and it is from Dream Wax Studio. It came in this cute little tin. It smells so good. It smells so good. Anyway, and then my tray is from Firefly. Now, I have not used a Firefly tray, or I haven't bought a Firefly tray for quite a while. I use them on occasion. Last year, or the year before, I bought a couple, and I have not, it's just part of my revisiting small shops that I love. So I decided to grab another Firefly tray, and then I liked this one so much, I placed another order. So I'll be getting 2 more trays that are different shapes. But this is the Inferno style, and I can't remember the name of this color. It's really pretty and shimmery. I think it's called Dark Pixie Dust. I'm not sure, but anyway, this is the tray. I love Firefly trays because they have the sliding lids, which I just pulled off like that. And then they have these cute little garbage corners that you can take out and dump your garbage drills, which I think is so clever. And there's a little spot right there where you push through and it pops out at the top. And then there's even a little place here to put your pen, if you want to use that to put your pen on it. I use a trinket tray, but you can use that if you'd like. And then this is the funnel. It's a different shape funnel than the normal trays, right? But it has a sliding stopper, which is genius. So instead of a stopper that you're going to take in and out that can get lost, these are sliding. So you just slide it open, slide it shut. So when you don't want your drills to come out, you shut it. When you're ready to pour your drills, you open it and they slide out. My eyes are so bloodshot. They've been burning all day. I was gonna buy some eye drops today at the store and I totally forgot. Okay, this is my set of from Sparkling Nana for Valentine's. I love this set. This is my Valentine's Day trinket tray. I'm trying to get it so there's not a glare, but isn't that pretty? It's just a very simple, elegant trinket tray with the white background and the red sparkly lips. Aren't those cute? And then we've got the very simple black rim. And then on the back, we have all the really fun designs. There's hearts and all kinds of pretty things on the bottom. And then this is my trash pot that matches with the cute little lid, and it has a handle on it. Most of the times the lids don't have a handle, so this is kind of a unique design. And then this is my coaster that matches the set, and look how pretty. It's got the same back as the trinket tray. So this is a full set from Sparkling Nana. Now you don't have to order a full set. Somebody just recently ordered a trash pot from her. Some people just order the trinket trays. You can customize your order however you'd like. She's great. She works with you on everything. So that is what a full set is. But like I said, you don't have to order a full set. Okay, I think that covers all of my accessories, pretty sure. So I'm gonna change your angle and we will get started on this WIP N Chat. Okay, I thought tonight we would go with the rain sound effect. Let me turn that down just a little bit. All right, and you can also hear my guinea pigs making all kinds of noise in the background. I'm just noticing that some of these drills are a little bit squampus, so I'm gonna straighten them. All right, I'm gonna lift this section right here, and this is where we are going to be. Before we do that though, I'm going to put putty in my multi-placer and wax in my single placer. Let's take care of that first. And I'm gonna use my trinket tray as my flat surface to do this. So here is my putty. Okay. So I'm just going to stick my multi-placer into the putty like that and press down and wiggle it. And that's how you get putty into your multi-placer. Just gonna kind of wiggle around, try to break that up at the bottom. And then lift it, and we have our putty in the multi-placer like so. Sometimes you need to press down more than once if you feel like you have not got enough putty, because you're trying to fill up that well right there with putty. And part of this feels like it needs a second press down. So I'm going to press down again and do the same wiggle and press at the same time. Wiggle and press. And there we go. Okay. Yes, that's much better. Now I feel like we've got the right amount of putty in there. So the well is full and we have putty at the top that will pick up the drills. So that's nice. Okay. Smells so good. We'll put that away. And then I'm gonna put wax in my single placer. So this is from Dream Wax Studio. And I'm going to just press that in there. And I'm gonna use my fingertip to kind of press that wax really good inside the tip. Maybe use my fingernail and make sure that that wax is in there really good. And then I'm cleaning up the sides to just make sure that I don't have extra wax around the sides. You don't want to pick up extra drills. And then we'll put that back on and we can get started. Okay, let me pull this up and see this section. Oh, this is a pretty section. And we are working upside down. So that's why all the symbols look upside down, because they are. Let me zoom you in just a little bit. And then hopefully you can see that. All right, so we are going to actually start. I usually work in the bottom right-hand corner and work my way left, but this time, because the drills are already laid down over here, I'm gonna work on this upper angle right up here, or upper corner, I mean, and work my way this way, simply because I already have drills laid down, so it's easier for me to keep the lines straight. Now, if I start over here, there's a chance my lines could get a little bit off or crooked. That's why I'm gonna stay on the same side that I have been. I've got my tray and I'm ready to go. I'm just making sure that you can see well. Okay, we're gonna start with the equal sign. Oh, wow. I just, you know, like I said, I'm not gonna get into everything that transpired in the last 24 hours, but I'll tell you what, it's exhausting when you have too many hands in a pot trying to make decisions and trying to run your life for you. I mean, thank you very much. I think I'm fully capable of running my life. I just don't, you know, I'm 51 years old. I just don't have the patience in my life for people to come in and start criticizing how I raise my kids, or I just don't have the patience for it, you know? I mean, when it comes right down to it, we're all human beings and we all are imperfect creatures. And no matter how much somebody thinks they're perfect, I got a newsflash for you. You're not. You may think you are, but you're not. None of us are. So I think the biggest thing that has boggled my mind in the last 24 hours is how people can just think they're above other people when you're really not. You're actually just as imperfect as I am. Sure, my problems may seem a lot bigger than yours, but you got problems. So do I. We all have them. There's not one person in this world that does not have challenges of some kind. And sometimes I just want to say, stay in your own lane. Worry about what's in front of you. Don't worry about what other people are doing. But, you know, it never fails. Once a year, I have this sort of issue pop up. And I'm just getting to the point where I can't stomach it anymore. So anyway, I know you're all probably wondering what the heck I'm talking about. It's nothing in the diamond painting community. I promise you that. It's in my own personal life. And I just, you know, it's hard for me to comprehend how people could pretend to care about you and then so blatantly show that they don't. So, actions speak volumes, right? Actions speak a lot louder than words. And I get really tired of hearing the excuses or the words or the I'm sorries that are empty apologies. Come on now. Anyway, I just think that we as human beings need to take it a little easy on each other, because nobody's perfect. Nobody's life is any less stressful than anybody else's. Like I said, everybody's problems may look a little different to everybody else. And I think one thing that has really taught me, one thing I've really learned in my life is we don't all handle stress the same way. So what might not seem stressful to one person could be very stressful to another, and vice versa. What doesn't stress me out might totally stress you out, or what stresses you out, I may think, oh, that's second nature for me. I'm used to it. No big deal. That doesn't mean I'm better. It doesn't mean that anyone else is better. It just means we're all different, and we all have different buttons, different things that stress us out. But I really do get tired of the self-righteousness. I really do. I will say that. That really, I have never been one to stomach that well my whole life. I've struggled with that one. But anyway, let's see. How has my week been other than that? My week was okay. I didn't have a great week, but I didn't have a terrible week either. It was just a week. I knew the week was going to be a little difficult right off the jump. Monday morning, I just knew it. I knew it. I just knew there was going to be some weird happenings for the week. It was just a vibe I got at work. And I was correct. What is under my... Do you see that dark line in that section? I think that might be a piece of hay. So I'm going to go under there and see if I can... Yeah, it's a piece of hay on the canvas. That is so funny. I just saw that and I'm like, what is dark under there? Okay, it's gone now. Yeah, okay, so what I was saying is I just knew it was going to be a weird week, and it certainly was, and we're all fighting different battles, right? My battles have been humongous lately, and I don't always talk about my battles with everyone around me. I think my kids see them probably more than anybody else, and my kids, honestly, my girls are my best friends. I'm probably more honest with my daughters than I am anybody else, and they see me every day. They see me struggle all the time, right? And I see them struggle. I know them very well. And for that reason, they know when... They just know when things are going to be challenging. And I think Kennedy knew that it was going to be a challenging week for both of us at work. And to say the least, it was. But... anyway, whatever. Kennedy came and spent the night at my house last night. I think she's going to be here for a couple days. And then I don't know what's going on. Today we found out that Kennedy and Joel did get the apartment in my complex. So they will be moving in March. And we're so excited. I'm so excited to have them here. I can't even tell you. So now that we got that all done and taken care of, I am very relieved, because I'm glad that they're going to be taking that step together forward. They just got engaged a couple weeks ago, and already it's like expectations are crazy. These kids are just kids, and they just got engaged. Like, let's give him some space to make some decisions before we start in on them about everything. I don't know why my dog's barking, but we have Winnie here, so it's probably regarding Winnie. Kennedy and Joel are out there with, I can hear Kennedy shushing him. Kennedy and Joel are out there with Sydney. I think they're watching a movie. I watched Winnie tonight because they went to dinner. It was their 1-year anniversary today. 1 year ago they met, and so they wanted to go out to dinner for that. And so I had Winnie here. He was actually really good. He was really mellow. He's been here all day today. So we took him on a drive earlier, me and Kennedy did, to go run some errands. And little guy was stressed out in the car. He does not like going in the car. So there's that. And then we got back and he was really hyper. He's living his best life here because he's got Allie and Sydney, who he loves, so he's playing with them. He's got a little more space because he's not kept on a tight leash at all times, so he can run a little bit more freely here, and that's been good for him, so he's loving that. And he and Fallon have created kind of a bond. Oh, I should tell you this. Monday morning when I got to work after being away for a weekend, after being away for the weekend, Fallon and Winnie played together. It was so cute. We were not able to get a video of it simply because we didn't have our phones on us when it happened. Don't you hate that? But we did get some video footage of them on, I think, yeah, a little bit of a walk. And I have some other video footage of them. So that was nice. And then throughout the week, they just kind of became, I think, a little more acquainted with each other. I think they're just getting used to each other, especially Fallon, because he's older, you know. So he's had to get used to the new addition to the family. But he's starting to get used to him. So we have been enjoying having Winnie here last night and today. So yeah, I'm just really exhausted. It was a long night for me. I had a hard time sleeping, a lot of anxiety, lots of stuff going on in my brain, lots of, oh, how am I going to do this? Like, how am I going to do my future? I don't know what I'm doing. That sort of thing. And I don't know if any of you can relate to this, but my brain like suddenly turns on when my head hits the pillow. Not every night, but some nights. I'm just letting Fallon back in my room. Okay. There's a problem. Oh, thanks. Kennedy just informed me they got crumble cookies. Hey, come on. So, my brain will turn on when I'm stressed out, and I'll just lay there, and I'm sure some of you can relate to this because I know I'm not the only one. I'll just lay there, and all I can think about is everything that's going on in my life. And at night, for some reason, it seems so much worse. So that's how my night was, and I woke up this morning really tired. I had a really bad headache. I wouldn't say it's a migraine. I would not say it's a migraine headache, but it was a really bad headache. I could feel the blood pulsing in my brain, that type of headache, where it was just really hard to even move around. So I got up at my normal time and showered, and I had fully intended to go to work and everything. And after my shower, my head was hurting so bad, I just laid down and couldn't do it. So I messaged my mom and said I'm taking a personal day, which I never do. And I needed to rest. So I fell back to sleep for 2 hours and woke up, and I have had a mild headache all day. All day. It's just been so annoying. But anyway, it's just one of those things that kind of affects you for the day, you know. I've tried to not let it, but anyway. So I have been, because this week has been a little stressful, I've been walking more with my dog, and then Kennedy and I have been making sure that we take the 2 dogs out for walks every day. Kind of helps me feel healthier, but also it kind of helps me work through some of that stress. Diamond painting is my go-to for stress. I have just found that this past week, walking has really also been my go-to. So I'm grateful for that. And we just walk around my mom and dad's neighborhood when we're together. And then when I'm by myself, I just walk around the apartment complex because it's a fairly safe complex, knock on wood. I wouldn't go out by myself without a dog. I definitely wouldn't go out even with a dog late at night. I do take Fallon out. I just wouldn't go out walking. When I take him out late at night, I just stay right by our stairwell. But for walking during the day, yeah, it feels pretty secure and safe for the most part. So I don't mind going and walking him in the daytime, but it is nice when I can go in the afternoon with Ken in addition to my morning time walk. So we've been enjoying that, and it's good for the dogs, you know. They like to be able to get out and stretch their legs, and yeah. So then other than work and just the same old, not a whole lot's been going on. Everything else is pretty much the same. Allie passed her certification, so she is actually certified in IT now. That happened on Tuesday or Wednesday. And I'm very happy for her. She has worked really hard at that, so I'm very happy. She will be going back to school in a new program, same school, new program, starting, I think she's starting the 2nd week of the month. So I think she's starting on the 16th, actually. So she has 1 more week left of a break between her courses, and then she'll go back. So, and I think she's going back to daytime classes. I don't think she'll be in nighttime classes, which will be nice because the nighttime classes were just going to be a temporary thing. So that'll be good. And then Kennedy had her anatomy scan. She is 5 months pregnant. And I went with her to that, which was really interesting. So this is kind of a fun fact. So Joel couldn't go with her, so I went, and we got new pictures of the baby. They would not let you take any videos of the anatomy scan, but I wasn't really thinking about that anyway because I was in shock. Are you ready for this? So remember last week in my WIP N Chat when I talked about that little boy that lived next door to me, who would come over and translate for me when my mom couldn't understand what I was saying, and how we dated a little bit later on in life, and he's just a great guy, whatever. Well, so we're at the doctor's office on Wednesday. It was Tuesday, the 3rd, I think. And they called Kennedy's name, so she went ahead of me because obviously she's the patient, and I was kind of behind Kennedy, who was following the person administering the anatomy scan. So we were walking back to the room where they were going to do the scan, and I kind of glanced up at the girl we were following because I hadn't seen her face when she called our name. I was too engrossed in my phone. But my kids always give me a hard time about being on my phone. So anyway, we're following behind her, and I saw her from like a side view, and I'm thinking to myself, she looks so familiar to me. So we go back in and we sit down, and I'm still just kind of distracted with my phone. And then I glance up and look at her, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that is that guy's sister. So I said, is your name so-and-so? And she said, yes. And I said, is your maiden name such and such? And she said, yes. And then she looks at me and she goes, Jennifer Barlow. And she got up and threw her glove into the garbage because she had already put rubber gloves on, or latex gloves, I should say. And she comes over and gives me a big hug. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe it's you. And I said, we were just talking about you. And, well, talking about your family. And she's like, you were? And I said, yes, it's so funny that you're here. And she said, I have worked here for 28 years. And what's really crazy is I had Allie and Sydney through that same doctor's office, and I never once saw her. But anyway, yeah, so we just briefly caught up while we were, poor Kennedy is like, can you just give me the scan? No, she was really professional about it. She was asking about my parents, and then she said, oh my gosh, Kennedy, I'm so sorry. Let's take a look at your baby, and then your mom and I can small talk or chit chat. And Kennedy's like, it's fine, whatever. So anyway, baby's doing good, baby's healthy. But I just thought that was so fun to see her when I was just reflecting about that. Isn't that weird how that happens? Does that ever happen to you? How you'll just randomly be thinking of, for example, this has happened to me a number of times with a movie. One day I'll be randomly thinking about a line or a song from a show, very random. And then within a few days, I see that show playing on Netflix, or they've just recently added it, or one of my kids will say, oh, Mom, we should watch this show. Have you ever heard of that? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I was just thinking of that show, and it's just random, you know? That happens to me quite a bit. It's so bizarre. So I just had to laugh to myself when I saw her, and I was thinking, that is just so crazy. So yeah, I asked about her brother, and he's doing really well. And the rest of her family members. And we also had her neighbors over. I don't know if you remember this from my WIP N Chat, but the neighbors that still live by her parents were just at my mom and dad's house. And so I was telling her about that. I'm like, they were just over at our house playing cards with my mom and dad. And so, yeah, it was fun to get, and she lives in the same city as me too. Isn't that crazy? Her and her sister both do. They live actually pretty close to where my apartment complex is. So that was fun to find that out. Anyway, she just recently got divorced. She's really cute. And it's just, you know, it's crazy sometimes the things life throws at you. And, you know, I hope one of the things, this is kind of random, but I'm just thinking about her and how she's gone through what she's gone through since I've seen her. I mean, it's been like 30 plus years since I saw her last. She was asking me how long I've been divorced, and, you know, I've been divorced since 2018. So I was telling her about that. But I said I did get engaged, and that fell through, and it was a really hard breakup on me. That was back in 2021. So we talked about that. And she said, do you date? And I said, no, I'm not dating. And she goes, I don't think I want to date either. She's been divorced 2 years now. And I said, you're cute and you have a career. You'll have no problem dating. And she goes, but I don't want to. And I'm like, girl, stick with that. Stick with that like glue, because the dating world is a mess. I mean, some of you can relate to this. Am I wrong? It's so hard. And the older you get, the worse it gets, because I feel like the older you get, the less likely you are to find somebody who wants to get emotionally attached, which I think is bizarre, because don't you want to be with somebody as you grow old? I used to. I don't necessarily anymore. I might feel differently about that when my kids are grown. And I mean, my kids are kind of grown, but when I don't have any more kids at home, I might revisit my dating days, but I don't really have any desire to now. I like that I have a friendship with my ex-husband. I think that's truly amazing, and I really enjoy that relationship. It's a very nice friendship for me, and it's very refreshing because there are no expectations and we just enjoy each other's company. That's rare, and I like that. And so I don't really want anything more than that right now. I don't know. Like I said, somewhere down the road, I might feel differently. But for now, I like just the enjoyment of life. I want my peace. I don't want anybody interfering with that. And I think that's the moral of what I was trying to tell her was, you know, she's like, well, certainly you'll date again. And I said, I don't know. Maybe someday. I'm like, right now I just don't see it happening. And she said, yeah, I hope I get to the point where I don't either. And right now she's just missing that relationship. She was married for a long time. I think she said she was married for 38 years. That's a long time to be with somebody and then suddenly not be with somebody, you know? So I get that it is hard. I mean, I had a hard time adjusting to life without my ex-fiance. I very much did not want to be single. And I've told that to you guys before, for those of you who have watched me for a while. That having somebody in the bed next to me, having somebody sharing my space with me meant a lot to me. And I really did not want to go back to being single, because I had been single for a couple of years before I met him. And I really wanted to, I wanted to have a relationship. And I think going through that with him really opened my eyes to, I had just gotten myself to a place where I was enjoying some peace. And then I met him and my peace got totally interrupted. And that breakup almost did me in. I almost did not recover from that breakup. I kid you not, that was one of the hardest times of my life, getting over that relationship. And most of it was because of the head game that was played with me. We don't have to be married to be a family. We don't have to be married with a piece of paper to be married. And then the sudden, this isn't what I want anymore. And I'm not kidding you, it happened overnight. So I just don't want to put myself out there again and have that kind of situation. Now, if it's somebody that I already have an established relationship of trust with, then that's different, you know, because then I obviously am going into it, you know, already fully aware of what I'm getting with this person. And so, yeah, that changes things a lot. I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't think that I will ever just be out in the dating pool again, hoping to find Mr. Right. I just don't see it happening, because if I find Mr. Right, he's going to be somebody that I already trust ahead of time. I need to get some more of this color 3042 from my Ziploc bag. So anyway, it was really good to see her and fun to catch up with her a little bit. I might see her around town, who knows. Layton, the city that we live in, is a pretty big city, so you just never know if you're going to bump into people or not. 3042. I could. Who knows? But, yeah. So that was really fun, and it was nice to get the results of the anatomy scan and find out that the baby's doing really well, and no change in the due date or anything like that. No change of the gender. Is still a boy. So, in fact, this girl that did the anatomy scan said, you know the gender, right? And Kennedy said, yeah, it's a boy. And she goes, definitely no question about it being a boy. So, we know that for sure. But, yeah. Anyway, it's exciting. I'm very excited for Kennedy and Joel. I just can't even tell you how it warms my heart that they are getting ready to have this baby. And furthermore, it warms my heart that they are really trying hard to take the steps necessary to make this the best life they can for this baby. Okay? Now, everybody looks at that differently, right? And I'm not saying that what works for one person is what's going to work for everybody, because it's just not that simple. I'm a firm believer that people make their own happiness in life. If marriage is a way that you're going to be happy, then great. If being together, not married, is going to make you happy, great. I'm all about you do you. Whatever's going to make you happy, boo-boo. I'm not going to preach to people about how I think their life should look. Okay? That is very important, because It's one of the things that I have been thrown at this week is people looking down on my kid. And I'm getting really tired of it, honestly. I'm getting really tired of it. And I think it takes a lot to get Jenna to the point where she'll actually be like, yeah, no, we're not doing this. And I'm at the point with these particular people that I'm going to be, yeah, we're not doing this. Don't you dare come in here and try to parent my kids. Don't you dare. They have a mom and a dad already. Kennedy may not be close to her dad, but she still does in fact have a dad. So if she wants advice of a paternal sort, she knows who to call. If she wants advice of a maternal support, she got my phone number in her phone. She doesn't need outside sources telling her what to do. And she certainly doesn't need outside sources judging her. I don't think any of us do. None of us deserve to be treated like that. So, I will very much be defending my children in this upcoming week. I may not talk about it in next week's WIP N Chat, but I will be defending my children. And it could get ugly because the people that I'm going up against don't like being criticized. But I'm tired of being the one that's criticized all the time. So maybe it's time for other people to take that criticism. You know? At the end of the day, we all put our pants on the same way, one leg at a time. We all function somewhat the same. I was going to say something, but I better not. We all function the same for the most part. We all breathe the same, you know. I just don't, I find it almost laughable sometimes when people are like, well, you know, you're not living your life the way that I think you should be living it. So who died and made you in charge? I don't think anybody did. So simmer down and get control of your judgment there. Look in the mirror and, you know, worry about what's in front of you. Worry about your own kids. Worry about your own life. I just don't get it because I barely have enough energy to worry about my own self. I can't be out there worrying about other people's kids and worrying about what other people are doing all the time. I can't. I don't have the energy for it. I don't know how other people do. And, you know, it's funny because when Keith and I were married, he's like, I don't need to keep track of what's going on in my life because I just call the neighbors and they seem to know what's happening in my life better than I do. That's how I feel. Like, I'm not kidding you. I feel like sometimes I get wind of something and I'm like, wow, I had no idea that my life was so interesting that you have to do a soap opera of my life every day and know what's going on at all times and criticize every decision that I make. Come on. I just can't. Anyway, I'm sorry. I know, tangent, but it can't be helped. I really just don't understand it. But anyway, so Valentine's Day is this weekend. Valentine's Day is next weekend is what I meant to say, not this weekend. This weekend is the 7th. So we have a whole week before Valentine's Day. And I got to tell you guys, I so appreciate all of the pictures that I have gotten of pets in my email. I have just been overjoyed looking at everybody's pets. It has warmed my heart in a very difficult week. So to those of you who sent me pictures, I want to say thank you so much. I have been overwhelmed with the amount of support I have gotten for this fur babies activity. So thank you for that. I know I had originally said that I would cut off the date on February 12th. Well, I'm going to have to move that up a little bit because that's only going to give me 2 days to get this video ready. And because of such an amazing outpouring of pictures of pets, I'm going to need a little more time than that to put this all together. So I might be cutting off the date a little sooner. I will let you know. But as of right now, if you have not sent me your fantastic fur babies pictures in my email, get those over to me because it's not too late. You've got till February 12th, but try to get them to me sooner just in case I have to say, okay, you guys, I got to have the pictures by the 10th. I don't know if that's what's going to happen, but just try to get me those pictures as soon as you can so that I can start compiling them for this video. Because on Valentine's Day, for those of you who don't know, I'm going to have a special Fantastic Fur Babies premiere video, and there will also be a giveaway for your name and your pet's name. One prize, but your name and your pet's name. So that's going to be fun. Well, it'll be one prize mainly and then a little something for your pet. Just a little bonus for the pets, because we got to give the pets some pet love, right? I mean, what would we do without our fur babies? I just don't know. Just so you don't think that I'm trying to pull a sly one on you, I will have pictures of all of my pets, and I'm going to have a picture of my daughter's Winnie, Kennedy's Winnie, but we're not entered in for the prizes. None of us are. So I just want to make that very clear, because I do want to have pictures of my pets in there, but our names are not in the drawing, obviously. So just so you know. But yes, Kennedy's doggo will be in there, and all of my pets will be in there also. So it's going to be really fun to put that together. And I've got to tell you, it's been really such a treat to see all of these pictures. Now, I have tried to reply to all of you to let you know and kind of confirm that I did in fact get your pictures. If I haven't confirmed it yet, have no fear. I haven't gone through my email as of last night because of everything that's gone on. So just be patient with me and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But if you haven't gotten a confirmation from me that I've got your pictures by the end of the weekend, please contact me via email and just double check, or you can private message me on Facebook. And those are two ways that I usually always respond. So, yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be really fun. But I hope it's going to be fun. I hope it's not a big letdown, but I think it should be fun. All right, what else is going on? So, let's see. Baby's doing really good. I have some new updated baby pictures. Oh yes, so what I was telling you is we couldn't do a video of the anatomy scan. So there is no video from that, but we did get some updated pictures, and this little guy looks just absolutely perfect. I can't wait to meet him, but we're not ready to meet him yet. So we've got to wait for just 4 more months. June is right around the corner. You guys have got to get the parade done. We've got to get these guys moved. So that will be our big thing in March, is to get them moved over to their apartment. And then they'll be right close to me, which will be so fun. In fact, today, Kennedy and Joel were in my kitchen, and I said, we should get you guys a Keurig machine. And Kennedy said, well, we're going to be close enough that we can just walk over and get a Keurig from you. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you're right. And yes, you can. You most certainly can. So, yeah, I'll give them the key to my apartment and everything, since they'll be really close by. I think having Kennedy here last night was really fun. Joel did not stay the night, but he was here until, gosh, like we were up dealing with this madness until after midnight. And he had to be to work, poor guy, I think he gets up at 4. So he's probably really tired tonight. He's out there. I can hear that they're squeaking a toy. I don't know if you can hear that. They're squeaking a toy for Winnie, or maybe Winnie's squeaking the toy. Oh, this is funny. So I do have a video of this to put at the end of my WIP N Chat this week. Tonight, when we were trying to wear Winnie out before they left for dinner, I got some of Fallon's old toys out that he doesn't play with and he hasn't seen since we moved into this apartment over a year ago. Well, there's one, I didn't want to give all of his toys to Winnie, right? Because they're Fallon's toys and I want to keep them. A lot of them are keepsakes for me at this point. But there is this one toy that Fallon has never been interested in. And it is an interactive toy where the ball vibrates. And you might have seen these I got mine on Amazon, I believe. Gosh, I've had it for like 3 or 4 years now. But you charge it and there's an on button and it just shakes, you know. And so, so we got that out, and Fallon had no interest in it, but Winnie, on the other hand, just loved it. So we got some cute video of him playing with that interactive ball. He liked that a lot. So that'll just be a toy that might stay here for him to play with when he comes over for me to babysit him, because I'm sure there's gonna be lots of babysitting days ahead. Yeah. Let's see what else has been going on. Kennedy had a job interview yesterday morning, and they actually called her back for a second interview on Monday morning, so that's really great. So there's that. I hope that all works out for her. It's a job where she'd be working remote, so that would be nice. It's a local business that offers remote work for stay-at-home moms, which is really great. And then, yeah, everything else just coasting right along. My aunt watched an oldie but goodie this past week. She watched Pollyanna, the old Haley Mills version of Pollyanna. Isn't that funny? Like, we've seen Parent Trap recently, the old classic Parent Trap. I'm not talking about the new one with Lindsay Lohan. I'm talking about the original with Haley Mills. We've seen that. We've seen some of the old classic Disney shows quite often. I mean, she loves That Darn Cat. We've watched that a number of times. She loves, there was another show. Oh, The Ugly Dachshund? I don't know if I'm saying that breed of dog right, but she likes that one too. And The Happiest Millionaire. Oh my gosh, she loves that show. That one actually has really cute music. I like that one. When she's watching that and I'm diamond painting, I love hearing the music in the background. And then, yeah, so this past week she watched Pollyanna, which is not my thing, but she really enjoyed it. And then the other show she really likes, have you guys ever watched Anne with an E on Netflix? My aunt loves that show. Now, I've watched it before with her, and I got enthralled in that a couple of, well, I guess it was 5 or 6 years ago. And because that used to be when I was in my late teens, early 20s, like the Anne of Green Gables, those types of books were some of my favorite books to read. And so Anne with an E is kind of that same timeline, at least I think. And I really enjoy that. So I used to watch that with her, but I think I've seen all of the episodes, but she, you know, it's new to her every time she sees them. So because of her brain injury. So she likes to watch that. She loves NCIS. I mean, she could watch NCIS all the time. I mean, just ask Keith, because when we were married, Sid was watching NCIS a lot, and she loved that show. She even knew the characters' names, and she'd remember them. But that was, again, back in 2017, 2018, so that's been a while ago. Her memory has definitely gone a little bit downhill after that. I mean, she still has pretty good memory for the most part, but I should say she has pretty good memory of some things for the most part, not everything. Like, she'll forget that she saw you 30 seconds ago, and you'll walk back in the room and she'll say, "Oh, hi, Jennifer. How are you today?" And I'm like, "Good. I just showered you, but I'm doing good." She has no idea that I just showered her. So, but then there are days that she'll remember lots of things. It just depends on what the memory is and how alert she is that day. So, yeah. I think that's all the updates on everybody. Fallon's doing real good. Little guy is just hanging right in there. I went and bought his heart medication refill today from the vet, and we are just going to continue working with that medication because it seems to be doing really well for him. In a month, we'll go in and have his blood work done to make sure that his kidneys are functioning properly and that everything is going well. And if it is, they're just going to keep on keeping on with him. And, you know, we'll see how it goes from there. But he does struggle, and I've said this before, I believe. He has a really hard time in the evenings, but then in the morning, he's doing okay again, you know, and I hear that that's pretty common with congestive heart failure in these dogs. They struggle more at night, just based on what I've heard from a lot of you who have had pets with this and have struggled with this. It seems like they do poorly at night, and then in the morning they're back to their normal selves. So I'm hoping we can keep that up for a while. I was in the closet out on my patio tonight looking for some stuff. Well, this afternoon, I should say, not tonight. This afternoon, and I came across our pile of Christmas stockings, and there was Fallon's, and I'm just like, okay, Fallon, you're gonna see this Christmas stocking next year, right? I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that he will. Tomorrow is Diamond Art Club new release day. I will not be purchasing anything tomorrow. There are some really pretty paintings being released though, so I'm really curious if any of you are purchasing. I have just kind of, because I can't get anything up right now, I'm just kind of being a little more thoughtful about my purchasing, basically. But I have purchased some that I'm excited to get in so that I can share with you. Some new to me shops and some that are not new to me shops, but some small shops. So watch for that, because I'll be letting you know about that. And then I'm also doing a different type of video I'm doing a different type of video, and I'm hoping it goes up this weekend. Let me just say it like that. Hopefully it'll go up this weekend, but I can't right now. I just can't predict a whole lot because I have not been able to record a lot while I'm at work. And I don't know if that's going to be changing. I think things are going to be changing drastically at work a little bit, but that's okay. So I'll try to get that video up this weekend. It'd be a fun one. So if you're interested in that, that'll probably go up on Sunday. If you don't see it, just know that I tried, but it might go up on Monday. You know, sometimes you just have to do the best you can do. It just kind of depends on how I ride out this current wave that I'm on with chaos. So, I have some fun things coming up next week too that I don't know if I should say anything about right now, but I think I can. Well, I'll just say I have a sneak peek coming up this coming week, and I'm really excited about it. So that'll be on Wednesday. That's all I'm going to say about that, because I really don't know if I should say more. So watch for a sneak peek on Wednesday, and possibly another one next week. I'm not sure. I think there might just be one next week, but I will have another unboxing next week. So, yeah. Anyway, and then our very fun Valentine's Day premiere video will go up on the 14th, and you can watch that whenever. For those of you who are not familiar with a premiere and what that means, a premiere is a type of video that is where it's not a live, but I will be in the comments live, being able to interact with you in the comments. So if you put out a comment that says, "Hey Jenna," I will see it right away and say, "Hey, how are you?" and know who you are, and it'll be acknowledged right away. Whereas a comment on a regular video I might not see for a day or two. But with the premieres, I'll actually be live in the comments to talk with you. So that's always fun. And then I'm just working on my WIP detox. Holy cow. You know, what's really motivating for me working on this WIP detox is the WIP detox group. I just can't express the appreciation I have for our little group, because it really motivates me. It really helps me feel energetic about my WIPs. I see these WIPs being completed or WIPs being worked on, and I'm just in awe of so many who are working on their WIPs and just working so hard. So even if you can't give your canvases a lot of time each week or every couple weeks or whatever, I yawn. there's no requirement for how often you have to work on them. There's no requirement for how often you have to send pictures. It's just, you know, staying somewhat active in the group is really the main thing. And it's just so fun to get to know so many of you. I've really been enjoying that. So thank you to those of you who are participating in that, because it really helps me stay motivated at this time. And it's a difficult time right now. I'm really having a hard time with some things, but you know, I've already talked about that enough. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but just know that I may not be as active in the WIP detox right now, but it's because I just have been thrown so much lately. And you know, there's only 24 hours in a day and I have to sleep for some of it. So anyway, I appreciate how understanding everybody is. You guys are great. So just know that I'm trying. Oh, sorry. I'm just all of a sudden getting really tired. It's probably the lack of sleep from last night that is now catching up with me. So anyway, well, I thought I would finish this section, but oh, I wanted to tell you what I've been listening to. This is so random. I'll keep working while I'm telling you this. This is so random. So last week, I really needed something, not this past week, but the week before, since my last WIP N Chat. It was actually last weekend. I really wanted to listen to something different. I was just kind of bored with the same old of my audiobooks. So I went into Audible. I'm coasting around. I had some credits to spare, and I'm like, all right, let me look at some of the books that cost credits. And I came across the first Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Now, I've never read the books to Harry Potter, but I did listen to Goblet of Fire on an Audible cassette tape. Yes, I know. It was that long ago. And that's a funny story. So I've never read the Harry Potters, but I've heard that they're really good. I've heard that you get more, like most books that they make into movies, you get more details in the book. And so I was really kind of curious to listen to that book. And it's a full cast audiobook. So that means there's different voices for all the different characters. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try this out and just see how it goes. Oh my gosh, I loved it. So I'm going to definitely be listening to the next one, I believe is Chamber of Secrets. I'm going to be listening to that next. I don't know when I'm going to listen to it, but that will be the next Harry Potter that I listen to when I'm ready for a change. But now I am back to Jack Carr. So I don't know if you guys remember, I rave about this author all the time. I love his audiobooks. I love his books. Well, Jack Carr, I was listening to all of his books in order, and the book stopped and there wasn't going to be a new one until November of 2025. And this was back in the summertime. So I was really bummed out because I was going to have to wait that long for the new book to come out. Well, now that book is out, plus another book. And oh my gosh. So I started it. The one I'm listening to right now is the most recent book in the James Reese series. And this one is called Red Sky Morning. Oh my gosh, I am hooked. So I'm kind of glad that I took that break, because after I listened to Harry Potter, I'm like, all right, I'm going to go back to some of my original loves in Audible and see if there's any new updated books. And sure enough, I found that Jack Carr book. And then the next one I'm going to be reading, I can't remember the name of it. I'll let you know when I start it. But I love Jack Carr. He is the author that lives in Park City, Utah. And he's just such an amazing author. Now, they made the first book about James Reese into a series on Amazon Prime. And I've seen the series. And guess who plays the actor, or guess what actor plays the part of James Reese? And now I can't think of his name. The guy that is in Guardians of the Galaxy. What is his name, you guys? Anyway, he's so cute. I wish I could remember. I'll put it in the screen if I can remember to do that when I edit. Oh my gosh, he's just such a cute actor. So he played James Reese on the Amazon Prime series, but the book is just amazing. I have totally enjoyed the series. I think there's a second season out now on Amazon Prime, but I want to say that it is called, what was the name of, Terminal List is the name of the first book and this show. So if you are interested, you can check out Terminal List on Amazon Prime or in Audible. And I would really recommend the book, though. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the actor that plays James Reese, but I just like the books because you get such a better look at the characters and the plot and everything. So I would recommend the book. But then once you read the book, you're not going to really be all that keen on the TV series. But the series is still good. It's still really good. I just really love to support this author because I think he's fabulous. So, yeah. That's what I'm listening to, Red Sky Morning. And I'm just on chapter 12. So I'm still in the beginning. I mean, it's a 13-hour book. So I'm not that far into it. But it's good. I'm enjoying it a lot. And Ray Porter is the narrator, and I really like Ray Porter a lot. I like his voice and the way he does the voices and everything. He's great. Let's see. I felt like there was something else I wanted to touch on in my WIP N Chat, and now I can't remember what it is. But I'm sure I'll probably think of it at like 2 o'clock in the morning after I'm done with my WIP N Chat. You know how that goes. Well, some of you may know how that goes. Yeah. I haven't really been watching anything else. I've just been kind of coasting the... Let's see, did I watch... Oh, I watched Fast and the Furious the other night. I was just kind of burned out of diamond painting because I'd had a long day. So I turned on the original Fast and the Furious and watched that. That's such a good show. Very fast-paced show. But it's so funny to see these, you know, they've got like 9 Fast and the Furiouses now. Oh, maybe even more than that, but it's funny to see these actors so long ago and how cheesy their acting was, and now their acting is so amazing. Anyway, fun. I just found out a bunch of movies that Kennedy has never seen before. So I'm like, girl, we have got to start watching movies with you. You are way behind. I mean, you know she's behind if I've seen movies before she has, because I don't really see movies all that often. My girls go to, my Allie and Sydney go to movies all the time with their dad, but I just don't do movies all that often. I have a hard time sitting that long, and so does Kennedy. Now, if I'm at home sitting, I can do that, but I'll probably fall asleep. That's the only thing. Like tonight, Kennedy and Joel left, and I was watching the dogs, and I was on the couch watching a movie, and I zonked out. I had, it was really cute. I had Winnie cuddled up with me. Fallon was on the other side of the couch giving me the side evil eye, but I had Winnie cuddled up to me because he was sad that his mom wasn't around. And so anyway, I was snug as a bug and I just crashed. I fell asleep. I think I only missed like 10 minutes of the movie, but anyway, yeah, it was good. All right, so I think this is where I'm going to end. Thank you so much for joining me for this WIP N Chat. I hope you're all doing really well. Please let me know in the comments what you worked on while you were watching this or listening, and I would love to hear from you. Also, let me know what your plans are for Valentine's Day. I would love to hear about that as well, since I have to live vicariously through all of you when it comes to romance. I still have fun on Valentine's Day because I got my girls, but when it comes to the romance part, I got to live vicariously through all of you. So please let me know what you're doing if you're doing something romantic. Even if you're not, let me know. Thank you for joining me. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye. It's Monday night, and we are at American Eagle. I am with Sydney. She is trying to find a top for a date she's going on tonight. Will you look at these messy little guys? I just cleaned their cage out this morning, and look at it. It's a nightmare. Why are you guys so messy today? All right, I'm gonna give them their treats. This flavor is Timothy Hay and apple. Look at Milo. Look at Milo. He's gonna fall over backwards. Okay. Here, Keanu. There you go. You want that, Clarence? Oh. You're flashy. Okay. I had to show them because it is Fantastic Fur Babies this month. And I wanted you to see these cute guys. We are out to get some dinner for me and Ken. We are at Seven Brothers. It's a place my mom is addicted to.
She got us on the bandwagon.
It's pretty good, actually.
What'd you say it is? Like what?
I don't know. They have hamburgers, but they're like gourmet burgers. They're not just a regular hamburger. They're fancy schmancy hamburgers.
It's like Hawaiian.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Hawaiian or what, but it's good. I'm gonna get the grilled ahi steak plate, and Ken
I am gonna get the garlic shrimp plate.
I'll show you what they look like. That is Kennedy's garlic shrimp plate with rice, and this is my coconut shrimp with rice and a salad. And it was a Hawaiian place. It's all surf themed. So what's happening over here tonight?
Having a sleepover.
A sleepover at Mom's house.
Sleepover at Mimi's with Winnie.
With Winnie.
Might be a mess, a nightmare.
Can I show your belly? Not like, just with your shirt. Yeah. It's a cute little belly right there. So cute. There's Mr. Fallon. He is slumped on the minky blanket. He's like, when are we going to bed? Can we please go to bed? I love you. You're such a good boy. Yeah. Oh, here you go. It's movie night. They're watching a movie.
Yeah.
There's a little sleepyhead.
He
He is out.
I know.
Has he had a big day or what?
Yeah.
Oh, so sorry.
You're yelling at his face.
And then we've got crumble cookies. Oh, really? And we got a chocolate chip and a fudge. Oh, I want the sugar cookie.
So